I grew up on the corner, North 8th and N, across the street from Howard Elementary School. I was raised by my grandparents because they adopted me at an early age. I mean, as long as I can remember, my grandpa would tell friends of the family, I adopted him when he was 11 months old. They never kept the information about my biological parents from me, and I truly appreciate that. Growing up, I knew people who were adopted and had no idea who their biological parents were. I was a latchkey kid growing up, meaning I spent pockets of time at home alone because both my grandparents worked. My grandpa worked 12-hour shift driving taxi, and my grandma often worked 2 jobs. She was a cook during the day at a hospital and cooked nights at various restaurants. So I'd wake up in the morning to go to school and my clothes would be laid out for me. Breakfast would be made and all I had to do was warm it up. It's a trip. I remember getting out around 3 p.m., walking in and seeing my grandma getting ready for her second job. My grandparents worked so much that my influences were outside the home. I looked up to the bloods in the neighborhood that sold crack, and my goal was to really be just like them. I can remember lunch getting paid for in junior high by a dealer just because I was from the same neighborhood, man. I remember being around the age of 13 or so and telling my cousin Lee I had a plan to sell crack. He told me he was getting into rap, and if I started selling crack, then me and him couldn't even be cool no more. My oldest brother had gotten locked up, and Lee became my big brother, so the thought of him not wanting to associate with me because of that decision, man, that hurt me to the core. So I picked up a pen with him and put the thoughts of selling crack behind me. Man, to this day, I thank God for rap, because I know for a fact it kept me out of prison. All through junior high and high school, I just knew I'd be a famous rapper. I remember vividly telling teachers I didn't need the ACTs because college couldn't teach me how to rap. Crazy. So then, man, at 19, I was signed to an independent label with the group Southland, made up of myself, my boy 2 Trey, and one of my main inspirations for even being a barber, my cousin Josh. Man, we had the opportunity to travel across the country and back. Although I didn't make tons of money, the experience changed my life and taught me a lot. So when I found myself at a crossroad trying to find ways to enhance my life, I started thinking about being a barber. I asked myself, what part of my life can I pull from to even make this work? And the answer to that question was my experience with music. See, in my mind, rapping and barbering are a lot like cousins. The hustle, the creativity, diversity amongst people, it all reminded me of each other. So I knew the minute I signed up for barber school, I'd be applying the same principles that I learned from music to barbering. The biggest difference between rap and cutting hair is, man, without rap, I know where I could have been. And with barbering, yeah, I know where I'm going. The added bonus about my life experience is the idea that I know how it feels to start something that I love, then because of life circumstances and situations end up doing things that I like, not love, things to get by. Then I know what it's like to pivot, start again in the career that I love. I feel like my whole life has prepared me for this right here. Every up and every down, this is me. And the dope part about it is I can share that with each client that walks through the door, and it feels amazing. I just appreciate our clients giving me that opportunity and allowing me to give them a piece of who I am each and every day. I'm Chris Chaney, and I'm your barber. When it's all said and done, and at the end of the day, when the car